show. I'm your host, Jay Askew. Welcome in. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been watching the show, then welcome back. All right. We got an eventful night with 4 strong topics that all boil down to the money. I'm really excited because I had a little mental hiatus from going live, but you know I missed y'all. That's why we're making the show better every single day, uploading 5 days a week and uploading 2 clips of long form content every single day. We're not missing. All right. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to put down some ground rules as usual. You guys obviously can type in the chat. Let me know your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree, or just want to ask questions, or, just share your opinion or your experience. Then go ahead and do so. We will address any live topics or questions or any statements that are in the chat in between each and every single segment. All right. I want to go ahead and get this ball rolling because, guys, you will not believe what people are saying on the internet these days. Anyways, let's get into it. No more wasting any time. Anyways, let's get it. First topic of tonight, people living paycheck to paycheck. Let's see what's going on.
Babe, guess how much money I made just in the last 2 days off of TikTok?
All right, I want to go back because excuse me, it sounded like the audio was out for just a couple seconds.
Babe, guess how much money I made just in the last 2 days off of TikTok?
$20.
More.
So I'm going to pause right now before her husband even says anything. The caption says, "We live paycheck to paycheck, and I had to take 2 weeks off of work right before Christmas to have surgery 2 days ago." Oh, boy. I'm interested to see what's going on and how much she made. Let's see.
$80.
Higher. Like higher.
$300.
Higher.
$500.
Higher.
$800.
Higher.
$1,000.
Yeah, a little over that.
That's awesome.
I know. I can't believe it.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Is that from TikTok or books?
That's just from TikTok.
That's just for views and engagement. There you go. Getting paid on social media. It is a thing. It's awesome to hear and see people get out of situations. Actually, she's not out of a situation, but she got another income source, which is awesome. Let's continue on. And I want to deep dive into the comment section as well to see what 12,600 people have said, but we're not going to read every comment.
Wow.
That's just people watching my videos and like interacting and like reposting and stuff.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I'm excited for it. Now, most people who make money online think they're celebrities, think that the money is always going to be there. And that's the thing about making money online, that it definitely goes up and down. It's not a 2-week paycheck that you're guaranteed. On top of that, TikTok is apparently trash now for paying creators pennies because they are owned by an American company. I think it's called Oracle, by a certain percentage. Anyways, let's see what the comment section has to say. Some people said, "I love that. I was just excited for $20 as 1,000. I've never seen your videos, but stayed the whole minute so you can get paid." Another person said, "Never have I ever made a big amount of money, even with several viral videos. What am I doing wrong? And my followers haven't gone up in years." I'm not going to get off topic here, but number one, TikTok does not pay the most money for views and engagement. You want to get on YouTube. You don't want to post short form content. She had to have gotten millions of views in order for her to probably have made that much, which is nothing wrong with it. It does, it's more like you're playing against luck. YouTube is more for long form and longevity, which is why I totally switched from short form content. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Have you ever made money online on social media? Do you want to make money online with social media? And how has your journey been? But like I said, if I said it earlier, it doesn't matter how much you make. It matters what you do with what you make. And a lot of people still stay stuck living paycheck to paycheck, even though other people could live off of their income. But it's all because they chose a certain type of lifestyle, which we're going to see in the next couple clips as to why people are living paycheck to paycheck. Subscribe if you like the content.
It's no way around not living check to check. We all live in check to check at this fucking point. Because you want to live in a good neighborhood, right? You don't want to live in the hood. Bills and shit, all this shit is not doing nothing but going up. The average fucking apartment, one bedroom is like $1,500-$1,600. Especially if
Honestly, that's not a lot compared to what I used to pay. And it wasn't too far off, but when I used to pay for an apartment up near Richmond, Virginia, it was in a really nice area called Midlothian, and it was about 1,800 before utilities. After utilities, we're paying about 1,900, very close to $2,000 for a one bedroom, 700 square foot apartment. It was brand new. It wasn't furnished. Internet was included. A lot of y'all might say like, yeah, that was way too much. But honestly, I'd rather live somewhere comfortable. Now, whether or not 1,800 or 15 or 1,600 is expensive to you or not, I think that depends on what value you are getting. But I also look at the numbers part and say, well, how much of this apartment expense is actually eating up my monthly income? You know, this is why a lot of apartments require you to make 3 times the amount of income, because basically what they're saying is we only want you spending about 33% of your monthly income on us. If you can't afford 3 of us, then you can't afford any of us, which sounds insane, but they're looking for their money as well. Let me know if you think that sounds insane, having or making 3 times the rent just to live somewhere.
you living on your own, that's what make it twice as harder. That's why people always try to go out for like a second source of income, really just to have some free fucking money. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of fucked up because it's like, okay, let's say you work 2 jobs. You work 2 jobs, you don't have no fucking time to yourself, because when you away from the first job that you at, you thinking about going to the damn second job.
It's because you're in the game of trading your time for money. That's why you need to watch over the money that you have with your first job, lower your expenses, and then invest your money so your money can be working the second job for you. But most people would want to pick up a second job because they think, and they've been taught, that the best way for you to make money is to trade your time for it, when that's your most valuable asset. That is exactly what you should be against, actually, because you can never get your time back, but you can always make more money.
Or you got to get ready to go to that second job. Like, I swear, like, the economy nowadays is like, it's to the point where it's meant for us to struggle. Like, a motherfucker making $25 an hour back in motherfucking 2014, that's goddamn 50 an hour. Now $25 an hour is like $16 an hour. Like, what the fuck? You already got to worry about rent, and then you got to worry about bills outside of your house. Phone bill, car note, and you know it's a law to have insurance, and that ain't even half of the bills that.
See, my mindset towards these things in life, completely different. And this is why I've created the Private Verse Show. These type of people will blame the system as to why things are so expensive and still get left behind. And this type of poor ass mentality will keep them poor. At the end of the day, I believe the things that you use as excuses as to why you can't get certain things in life is the same excuse as to why you should be motivated to find a different way or to find multiple ways. Just like how most people who are parents and they're like, well, I can't do it because my kids, you know, I got to take care of my kids. I got to do this for my kids. Got to do this for my kids. Well, yeah, you should. So yeah, and, you know, people complain all the time about stuff like, I can't work. I don't have any time to myself. Listen, people use their kids and other things as excuses as to why they aren't where they need to be, when there are actual reasons as to why you should be where you want to be. It's just turning the page. That's all you're doing. It's changing your perspective about it. But hey, y'all go ahead and hate me in the comments. I don't care. I said what I said.
Majority of us got. That's why it be so hard to, you know, save money and fucking just maintain a good living at least. I get it.
Okay, good living. We got to get a number to that. He's not going to give a number to that. On the other hand, lower your expenses, increase your income. Like, that's so simple. You get what I'm saying? You can lower your expenses before you increase your income, at least. Searching for another job, waiting to have your money make a return in the stock market. Decrease your expenses while you're at it. Most people aren't going to do it. Why? Because they don't have something called discipline. They just don't. I'm pretty sure this comment section is full of victims. Let's see. Someone said, I promise you, everybody is not living paycheck to paycheck. You have to live below your means. I'm so glad somebody said it. Someone else said, I live with my ex and her man. That's a weird situation. Let me know in the comment section down below. if you are in a better financial situation, did you decrease your living expenses at a certain point, or did you end up just making more money, or did you do both? Let me know. I'm doing both. I live what I talk about, by the way. I don't just say it and react to these videos and just say, oh man, they're in a bad situation and just swipe away like most of these creators out here. I'm actually living what I'm talking about. I moved back home with my people, decreased my living expenses, got a higher paying job, increased and got more streams of income coming in, almost to the point that we are focused on moving back out. But we want to take advantage and invest our money as well. There's nothing wrong with that if you have people that are willing to have you move in with them, whether they're friends or family, and split some rent. We're even thinking about splitting rent when we move back out. And yes, I'm talking rent. We're going to have some clips come up of why people are regretting mortgages, by the way. But yeah, I'm a rent for sure, because I'm not getting in more debt just to own a home. Anyways, I digress. Let's go to the next video. Subscribe if you like the content. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below.
We were never supposed to see this much money on our paychecks. We were never supposed to see this much money being paid to us at a time. And you probably wondering to yourself, what money are you talking about? Because I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm broke. That's the point that I'm trying to drive. You can't tell me that you don't remember making $7 an hour and everything being cool. And that was low end. If somebody was like, well, come to my job, they paying a little bit more, and that little bit more being $9.50, you would have jumped out of your seat. If you were lucky, you made $10 an hour and you had a significant amount of money in your pocket left over after you paid your bills.
I don't know about all that. When minimum wage was like $7 or so, and I was making $9, man, I was a teenager and in my early 20s. Like, what age were you when minimum wage was $7 or $9? Let me know in the comment section down below. I actually remember in Virginia when minimum wage got raised. I forgot what number it was, but I was making $10 an hour working a part-time IT job. And I saw on a McDonald's sign driving by that they were paying their workers, I think $12 to $15. I'm like, bro, McDonald's workers? No disrespect to my McDonald's workers, but you know McDonald's is just one of the places where people just talk shit about. They like, man, you work at McDonald's. But hey, that's not to say people at McDonald's don't be making money. I've never worked at McDonald's, but to hear that I'm in computer science working an IT job part-time on a college campus and I'm making less than somebody flipping fries, that's kind of crazy. But at the end of the day, that won't, like, I ain't had no leftover money after bills. When I was making $7 to $10, $9 an hour, man, I ain't had no bills. I was in my early 20s. I was probably buying one pair of shoes and buying a new phone case and trying to upgrade my phone every year. Like, give me a break, bro. That's not that much money even back then. I don't care what nobody says.
And don't get me started on $15 an hour. When you were making $10 an hour, you didn't know 3 people who made $15 an hour. And now $15 an hour is entry to regular jobs. And that can't cover anything. As anybody who's been working before 2015.
So if it can't cover anything, grow your skill set. Possibly if you want to become a doctor or a lawyer or some type of scientist or something, like, bro, go to college. You know what I'm saying? Stop complaining about it, bro. You're talking about what you can't afford by what they're not giving you. What are you going to give yourself? I'm tired of people looking elsewhere for handouts when the man in the mirror is going to be their biggest help. Because no matter how many hands reach out to help you, you're going to have to walk. You're going to have to reach out. And sometimes you got to reach out to yourself and pull yourself up. You can make more money, bro. There's more people who make more money, bro. Give me a break.
$15 an hour. You were the man. You were that deal. You were the baller shot caller.
Maybe in college, but not in the real world.
And now $15 an hour is a joke. $20 an hour is barely enough. I couldn't fathom.
Yeah, to a person who has a mortgage and a car note. yeah, $20 is barely enough. Someone who's in debt and credit card debt, yeah. What do you all think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's see what these comment sections have to say. Someone said, I made $80K last year. They can't afford a house. Nobody can afford a house that doesn't buy a house cash. I said what I said. Going into debt, saying that you can afford the payments is not you being able to afford a house, because the house is more money than you have in your bank account. Credit is used to help out the person who's lending. It's not meant to help you. I saw a big billboard this weekend as I was driving by on the highway, and it was like APRs as low as 5% on mortgages. I forgot what company or bank it was, but it was like 5%. Bro, do you know a 20-year mortgage at 5% is 100%? Give me a break. So you're paying double the price just because you can't pay it off in cash. And if, again, I say it a million times, if you're one of the people out here that are like, Jay, most people can't afford paying a home in cash. Okay, that's a fact. So why are they doing it? Why are we doing it as Americans? It makes the banks money, and then they get that interest, that free money that you paying, and they trade it in the markets. They're using the money rules against you, and you're using your time to make the money. No wonder you got to work so long, and people are complaining about how older they are to retire and they did everything right. No, you did everything that they advised, and it's never too late, but we got to look at what the other party is benefiting from when they start to sound like they're going to help us out. Yeah, we can get you a good interest rate. What's an interest rate? If it's 0.5 damn percent, it's still free money. It's still free money.
I love watching paycheck breakdowns. So, I got paid on Friday. Let me tell you guys how much money I made. And please, not too much. I get paid every 2 weeks. I know it's not a lot, okay? Y'all, on this upcoming period, I only worked, it's like about like 38 hours a week. I got paid $1,144.85. Y'all, that's every 2 weeks.
So she gets paid approximately $2,288. No, $2,388. All right, let's do the math. $1,144. I'm not going to do the cents here. That means she gets paid $2,288 per month, right? Which means she makes approximately $27,400 a year before tax. Or maybe she calculated the after tax, but let's continue.
Y'all, fuck. First, I got to pay my car note. Is $973.84.
That's the first mistake right there. What the hell? $27,000. Let's just say after taxes, because we're going to be generous here. $27,000 a year and a $973 car note. What the? Bro, come on now. 11244, right? No. What was her 22. Anyways, let me see here. Okay. She was making $1,122 minus the $973. She's left with $149 in one paycheck. Hopefully she's splitting this up.
That's leaving me with $171 with 1 cent. Fuck. Now, y'all, I have a Jeep, and Jeeps be giving people problems and stuff, right? So my car warranty a month is.
So why you got a Jeep if it's giving people problems, you can barely afford it? Survey says keeping up with the Joneses.
Is $154.04. So I have to pay that. So that leaves me with 16.
A DoorDash card. What? A DoorDash card? I'm confused.
$18.97. Yeah. Damn. Fuck.
Tariq, I'm gonna get to your question at the end of this segment, bro. That's a good question.
I can't even buy me a plate of ribs, macaroni. Okay, y'all, I told you guys I've been doing DoorDash to make it ends meet, right? So on my DoorDash card, I went hard this week. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I made $599.62, right? So boom, I got.
Okay, she's talking about how much she made. Okay, bet.
Pay for my wisdom tooth, right? I got my wisdom tooth removed, right? And it was $5,000. It was 4 wisdom tooth, $5,000, right? The insurance only covered $3,000, so I had to pay $2,000 out of pocket. So I paid $62 a month. It's been like a year. I'm almost done, like a little bit, just a little bit. So that leaves me with $537.62. Y'all, now it's gas, and I have to put money away for gas every 2 weeks. So basically, it's $130. Every week is $65 in gas. That's a lot, but goddamn, I should have got me a Toyota. Ugh. And next is my credit card, y'all. My balance is literally $900. Like, I maxed that shit out. So I just pay the minimum of $40 so I can't like afford to
Yeah. It's not even a lot of money, but
pay the rest. So that leaves me with $407.62. That's kind of crazy, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. And
we're not even talking about groceries. We're not talking about utilities. We're not talking about clothes if you want to get them. We're not talking about emergencies, obviously saving or investing, or even money that she would just potentially blow because, well, let's be honest, you work hard, you want to play hard too. But it doesn't seem like she can make that cut.
Gotta pay my Afterpay. And y'all, Afterpay, I made a mistake. I started buying shit on Afterpay. But this pay period is, I only have to pay $13 in.
At least she owned up to it.
37 cents on Afterpay. It was on Fashion Nova, and I only bought like one thing. But then,
but that thing adds up. Let's be real. How many times have people looked at something and be like, "Oh, I only have to pay this much, and I can make 4 installments of this"? Man, they do that for a reason. They do that for a reason. They do that for a reason because they prey on people who think because you can afford the payments, you can afford the thing. I need to make that a song and patent it or copyright it something. You think you can afford the payments, you think you can afford the thing. You think you can afford the payments, you think you can afford the thing. Oh, God.
Y'all, affirm, y'all. I literally pay $52 a month plus, y'all. After I pay my credit card, whatever, right? That leaves the balance to $367.62, right? Boom. Okay, cool. Now I gotta pay Afterpay. I bought something on Fashion Nova. I only bought one thing, and that leaves.
I'm so lost in her story now. I'm like, did the video repeat or something? But like, obviously, she's living way above her means. She's living way above her means. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Tyreek asked, what are some good extra sources of income streams to add? I'm going to speak off of my own experience. I'm not the type to be watching videos and then tell y'all a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't done myself or that I'm not doing. One is going to be stocks. Investing into well-known companies. I don't do no penny stocks and watch charts all day. I do research off of stocks, companies that are reputable, companies that have had over 100% growth in the past 5 years. I make sure that they have a strong moat inside of their actual market. What that means is a strong product that is going to probably be hard for them to get blown out the water. For example, Apple. It's probably not going to get replaced by any company anytime soon. Intuit as well. They own TurboTax, and a lot of businesses and people that file their personal taxes use Intuit as well. They also own QuickBooks, which businesses use, and like I said, TurboTax and some other software as a service companies. And companies that aren't in debt. A lot of companies that people invest in are in debt. They owe money. I don't like to invest in the companies that owe money because that's a risk. Now, those are some of my things that I look into. And quite recently, I've been looking into investing into options, leap options to be exact. But anyways, so my option strategy, shout out to Wall Street Trapper, has been investing into an options investment for at least 9 months. You pay more money to own the rights to the stock or to own the contract, but you're paying for security because you're paying more money, because you're giving yourself more time. So anyways, outside of investing and making your money make money for you, I have definitely been going crazy with YouTube. YouTube has definitely replaced me doing Uber and doing landscaping business around the neighborhood. I sit at my desk, I talk, I watch social media. We all do it. Scroll on our phones. I'm just getting paid for it. So those are some good extra income sources. And I don't have to worry about selling anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about selling anything. I'm not saying selling is bad or anything. You know what I'm saying? Tyreek, I know we talked the other night about, selling and sales and whatnot, but I've been in sales for 5 years, bro. And, maybe I'll get back into it or whatnot. Maybe I'll have something to offer you guys when it comes down to, more advice when it comes down to content strategy later on after I build an audience. But as for right now, I'm cool making videos, getting paid by YouTube and AdSense. Hopefully that answered your question, bro. Good question.
I'm so tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I just waited for the mailman to show up so I could get my paper check in the mail that I've been waiting for weeks. so I could come to the bank and deposit it. But because I have negative money in my account, I'm only going to get like a little bit of it because like I can only access $100 for the first day. So I'm probably going to have like $60 today. I haven't gone grocery shopping in probably a
I ain't gonna lie, I know how that is, but it's your fault.
month. We have like no food to eat for dinner except for like mac and cheese and ramen. I have $300 electric bill that's overdue. My phone bill's overdue. I just gave my husband my last paycheck from last week so we could pay the mortgage 2 weeks late. And
Red flag, mortgage. Again, people talk about owning a home. You don't own the home, you own the debt until you pay off the home.
in 10 days or 11 days, the mortgage for next month is due. So it's like this paycheck isn't even like, why do I even have it? Like they might as well take my paycheck and just send it to all my bills. Like what's the point in me even getting my paycheck? It's like annoying. Like I'm not going to see it anyway. Not only that, but in like 3 weeks, I have to pay for summer camp because school's almost over. So it's like, that's another $700-800 that I have to come up with to pay for summer camp.
Oh my God. Summer camp is $700 to $800. Is that per month? Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you pay for your kids' summer camp? How much is it?
And if I don't pay for summer camp, guess who can't work because their kid is going to be at home with them? Me. So obviously that's going to be like a major to do. Like I can't not pay summer camp. Not only do I have a personal loan and medical bills up the wazoo, like literally I have like a bill for like $3,000 from the hospital. I have like an $8,000 personal loan that was a consolidation loan from like a bunch of loans that I had. I haven't paid them in like 7 months. I owe.
All I keep hearing is loans, 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 loans. And people always act like in the moment when they get what they want, that the loan is always the beneficial thing. Oh, I didn't have to put anything down. It's still a loan. Oh, I only put this much down. It's still a loan. Oh, my interest rate is only this much. It's still a loan. Oh, that's a crazy interest rate. It's still a loan. It doesn't matter. It's still free money. It's still a loan. It's still not yours. You don't own it. You can't even, you think you can own the thing. You think you can afford the thing, but you can only barely. She can't even afford the payments. What are we talking about here?
Them so much money. They call me like twice a day, dude. Like collections calls, fucking, and all I'm doing every day is doing my best. And I literally can't get ahead. Like I can't get ahead. I wake up and I fucking work. And these people are after me for.
Sad to say, but your best doesn't pay the bills. I know. We're hardworking Americans. You work 40 hours. You deserve to have a good living and live in a comfortable place. But let me tell you something right now. They sugarcoated you with that shit. They just did. Okay? You need to put your money into a vehicle that's going to make money for you 24/7. You need to work and make more money faster than you're spending it. You need to live below your means. Yes, that means that you're not going to have the shiniest things and you're not going to have the newest things. Yes, that means that you're sometimes going to have to go thrift store shopping. Instead of paying $40 for some pants, you pay $4 for some pants. I'm not just saying these things. I live these things. This is why one of the things that I do for sure, I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about me when I go to the gym and wear the same color shirt. I don't wear the same shirt. I got like 10 shirts that are the same. I picked up from Sam's Club for like $6 a piece. These shirts are fine. I use these to film my videos. I use these to work out. I wear a whole different wardrobe when I go to work because I can't wear a t-shirt like this. I work in corporate America, but when it comes down to wearing household things, man, I'm paying dirt cheap prices, bro. I'm not going online shopping for no damn shirt. You know what I'm saying? This is how they get you. This is how they get your money. And then you wonder, man, why am I living paycheck to paycheck? Because you paying $25 for a damn Nike shirt. You get 4 of them, that's $100. I get 4 of mine, that's $24. You're getting one shirt at the price that I get 4 shirts at.
Money. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally trying my best. What do you want from me? I have side gigs here and there, like OF. Once in a while, I'll make like $60.
All right, that OF stuff threw me off. We don't even stand for that BS, bro. You telling me she married, she got kids. Damn, I feel bad for the kids, bro. She over there filming some crazy stuff on the internet just to pay bills. I mean, you do what you got to do. That's the hustle. You know what I'm saying? But what the hell? OF. Come on, dog. Tyreek said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Lifestyle creep be getting people, man. 100%, bro. 100%. And I believe it's because people don't have it in front of their faces. This is one of the reasons, and I'm not sponsoring this. I'm not sponsored by them at all. One of the reasons why I like the app I think it's called Rocket Money. And you can plug in all your bank accounts, all your credit card accounts. And when you have a transaction or when you have subscriptions, it lists it out for you. So it's in front of your face and in your notifications. Most of y'all check y'all messages. I check my bank accounts. You know what I'm saying? I check my messages too. Don't get me wrong. I check my YouTube analytics, but I also check my bank account. And I also look at the transactions. I have the notifications on all of my bank apps. If anything above, I think $1 gets spent, I'm notified and emailed about it. I thought that was going to be absurd earlier, but nah, it's only helped me. It's only helped me. You're only going to improve a habit if you are more aware of it. Most people don't know that they're gaining weight slowly as they're eating the foods they love because they're not stepping on the scale every single day. They step on it 3 months at a time. Damn, I picked up 10 pounds? Yeah, it's been 90 damn days. You get what I'm saying? But if you stepped up there at least every week, you'd see it slowly, gradually be up and like, oh, let me slow down before I get out of hand. What does the comment section say? Someone said voting Trump and living paycheck to paycheck is so ironic to me. Everybody like to blame Trump, but blame your mama. All right, because she ain't teach you better. I'm tired of people pulling the Trump card saying, yeah, it's Trump, it's Trump. Your finances was fucked up before Trump got in office. Someone else said people are going on $10,000 trips and I can barely eat. A lot of people use their credit cards for trips as well. My girl told me that. It was like, yeah, a lot of the girls that, you know what I'm saying, be on social media and people who are on social media, they be going and using their credit cards, getting into debt. I'm good. I ain't paying payments on no damn memory, man. I don't know about you. Do y'all use credit when you go on vacations? Let me know in the comment section down below. Another person said the middle class is suffering while the rich are privileged and the lower get help. Okay. Anyways, the rich are privileged. Not all the rich. Don't you love it when people just cry victim? They just cry victim. They don't even look. What about the people that are what was the word they use? The middle class is suffering, all right, while the rich are getting privileged. There's some privileged middle class people as well. Hands down. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below.
And as soon as my check hits, I pay all my bills so I can live with my $67 in peace. Leave me alone till next motherfucking month, and I'm not playing. To make myself feel better, though, I always just think about my coworkers that have the same exact dollar amount of check that have kids. Bitch, I barely can afford seafood, boy.
How sad is it to look at people and then be like, dang, they got less than just to make you feel better? You got to look down in order for you to feel better? That ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Most people wouldn't feel right being in a room of people that are a lot more successful than them. They get this J word called jealous, right? They see a fancier car. They're like, man, tax the rich. They see somebody becoming a billionaire or millionaire. Man, tax the rich. They're just privileged, right? I get around people like that, all right? Because I've definitely been in rooms like that and still do from time to time. And I'm like, what can I learn? Now just imagine if you change your perspective about that. What can I learn? Instead of looking down at people, oh, I know they got the same amount, plus they got it worse than me. Whoo, I feel so much better. What the hell? No wonder you stuck. You stuck looking down at the bottom instead of in the mirror at least, and that's at ground level. You're not even looking up at that point. Come on, man.
Oils and bundles. Diapers?
Yeah, nah. See, this type of mindset will never get you anywhere. It'll keep you stuck on level 2. And she won't be progressing as long as she has this mindset. All right, y'all. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. That is the first topic of tonight's show. We're going to go ahead and move into the second topic of tonight's show back to back to back. All right. Again, let me know if you guys have any questions. If you guys want to comment, we'll bring it up as we're going live. The second topic of tonight, Americans are complaining about how hard it is to have a savings account in today's time. Let's tap in, see what's going on. Subscribe if you like the content.
If you're single and no one else helps you out with your bills, how are you staying afloat? I literally just got in a good financial spot and then I had to quit my part-time job. So now I'm just relying on my full-time again, which I've actually never done. I've had a part-time job forever, and I'm still going to do my part-time on the weekends. But How are we staying afloat? Like, what is the option other than credit card debt? This is so hard.
Live below your means and make more income. Let's see what the 10,000 people in the comment section had to say. Someone said, single here. I have $64 in my checking account, $5,081 credit card balance. I make $2,200 per month and pay $1,350 in rent. You're not alone. It's not survivable for us. Roommates, maybe? Someone said, how do you qualify for rent if you don't make 3 times a month? That's not every apartment. My first apartment, I was broke as hell. It only required 1 times the rent, and I literally only had 1 times the rent in my checking account, and I was only making 1 times the rent in my cash flow. It was only $1,200 a month. It was trash. There were roaches. It was 400 square feet. It was a studio apartment. They didn't have an in-house or an in-apartment washer and dryer. I had to pay for utilities, which wasn't bad, but it was an older building, so they controlled the heating and the AC during those times. It was not the best, but it was my first experience, and I'm glad I had it because I will never go back. And that's more reason for me to grind my ass off and actually invest my money and use it wisely instead of an excuse. Have you all ever heard of an apartment that doesn't require 3 times the rent? Let me know in the comment section down below. Someone said overtime, 1 meal a day. Hell no. What? I mean, come on, bro. That's your body now. I can't do that, bro, because I'm going to be low on energy. Stay at home enjoying the rent. Yeah, they can miss me with that. They going hungry. You know what I'm saying?
You're addicted to fast food, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and impulse spending. And until you come to terms with that, you are not going to be able to start fresh and start working towards your goals.
This man needs a medal for saying that.
You're addicted to fast food, Uber Eats.
Oh, damn. That's it? Let's see what the comment section has to say. Someone said, I got to work on this. Honestly, too much fast food will keep you broke and fat. Now, here's an interesting thing that I believe. Once you start making more money and you want to scale into having multiple streams of income, because I ran into this problem, right? Now, I don't know about you. I don't like cooking. I think cooking is literally like a poor person act. Take that offensively if you want to, but when I start making a lot more money, I ain't going to be cooking for myself. I'm going to have a private chef or have my meals ordered and know it's not going to be no processed food or whatnot, right? But hear me out. People just calculate how long it takes to cook. Like it just takes like 15 or 20 minutes to whip up something. But what they don't calculate is the time that it took for them to think about what they want to eat, the time that it took for them to create a list, if they create a list, the time that it took for them to drive to the grocery store, the time that it took them to find the stuff in the grocery store, the time that it took them to stand in the line in the grocery store, the time that it took them to get their groceries from the grocery cart into their car, back to their home, put it into their home or their refrigerator, and then start meal prepping. Now, granted, you'll save money, but you're not saving time. So once you find a source that you can multiply your money in, i.e. starting a YouTube, making extra money with that, or investing into stocks, maybe taking a course and learning about that, you are now leveraging your time. You make a little bit more money, you can buy your time back. Shout out to Dan Martell. Wonderful book. I didn't even finish the whole book because I wasn't that financially set when I first got that book. But buying your time back is one of the most valuable things you can do. So many people just try to say, yeah, fast food. Yes, fast food is a ripoff. Here's what I do. I'll go and buy my stuff in bulk or buy stuff that, and it is processed, but buy stuff that I don't have to cook. My quote unquote diet right now in the morning, I drink a protein shake. I drink a Oikos yogurt that's full of protein. I drink prebiotic yogurt balls, which is I mix that into the Greek yogurt. I drink a fruit smoothie, and I drink a Vita Coco, which is coconut water with a lot of vitamins. And then I drink a Poppy, which is like a prebiotic organic quote unquote soda, right? With 5 grams of sugar. So that's what I do. And I'd eat the same thing for lunch as well. And it keeps me full. That's probably over 90 grams of protein right there, plus some snacks on the side that aren't too heavy on the calories and carbs. But this isn't a fitness channel. For dinner, I do eat heavier because I ate lighter during the day. But doing those type of things definitely save me a lot of time. I don't have to cook. I ain't got to wash no dishes. I'm good on all that. I'd rather focus on building an asset that's going to make me money 24/7. In the meantime, yeah, I might be spending a little bit more money on buying those things and not actually cooking, but it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section down below. Do you believe cooking and grocery shopping is a waste of time? At least DoorDash your groceries. But people will complain about that as well. So I think we're buying our time back. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below.
America has become completely unaffordable, and I don't know why more people are not talking about this. Half of America doesn't even have a savings, rent is insane, healthcare is a luxury, and somehow the narrative is still people are just bad with money. Like, what money? People are working full-time, most people have 2 to 3 jobs anymore because you have to. At what point do we stop blaming the people and just accept the fact that the cost of living has simply just outpaced reality? Because everything is this expensive, you have to know
It's outpaced the industry that people just need one job in order for them to make a good living. All right. We are not our grandparents. Okay. We are not the people who are working in the industrial age where everything is a lot cheaper and we're making money. And the world doesn't reward labor anymore. The world rewards, what's the word for this? Innovation. You got to bring value. You got to be creative. The world rewards innovation. And it just so happens that you can be innovative on the internet. You ain't even got to leave your home. Most people, they just use their phone just to text people. And there's so many people who make so much money online by being innovative. But we're not in an industrial age anymore. That's why. People are using old rules for a new game.
Exactly where all of your money is going anymore. Like, a budget is just simply a necessity. You have to have one. Started using a budgeting app like mine to figure out where all of my money is going, but it does not make up for the fact that America is too expensive to live in anymore.
I don't think it's too expensive. I think the price went up and people are still playing an old game. Anyways, someone said a girl posted her rent was half her monthly income. That's her fault, by the way. And the comments immediately criticized her for having her nails done. She works 40 hours a week. She deserves to have her nails done and more. That's the entitled mindset. That's exactly what keeps your ass broke. Sometimes you got to go without. Let me tell you something. Again, I don't go on this channel just talking BS. I'm telling you what I went through. I'm telling you what I'm going through. I always will. I would be authentic. That is one of the reasons why I don't have these highly edited videos, why I show up here live. There's no cuts or anything like that, because I value when other creators are honest with me as well. I went 5 years without going to the barber because every time I go to the barber, it's $25. I like to get a haircut every week or every other week. If I go every week, that's $100 a month. If I go and do that for a year, that's $1,200 a year. If I skipped out for 5 years, 1,200 times 5 is what? Oh, that's $6,000. I already know right now. That's $6,000. I saved myself $6,000 by buying me a pair of $20 razors from Kohl's and learn how to cut my own hair by watching a YouTube video that was 15 minutes long. I just went back to the barber this week and tipped him an extra $10 just because the Most High has blessed me, man. And I'm working my butt off. You know what I'm saying? I want to give back. You know what I'm saying? He did a great job too, you know, but why can't you go without some of the things that you think you need? People act like, oh, yeah, well, you deserve it. Well, you deserve to live a more comfortable life. You know what I'm saying? How you think you're going to get that? Sometimes you got to suffer in order to get to the place you want to be. No cap.
Y'all thought I was playing when I said I was giving that shit up? I went for real. I really gave it up. I pay regular rent now. On the 3rd. Okay, don't play. And I'll gladly pay it. I don't care. Ain't nobody telling me what to do, and I just got a raise. I ain't got to report the raise. I don't give a shit for Medicaid.
So apparently she was on government housing, and then from what I know, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, from what I know, you can't make but so much and still have those type of benefits.
And I'm gonna keep it that way. That's my everything is so high. Stay in the Section 8. No, bitch. You just want me to stay being a bum. No.
That's a lot of people don't get to, like Section 8 and having those type of benefits. Yeah, they want to keep you down. You know what I'm saying? And people think they're winning because they're taking advantage of it. But come on now.
I'm sick of that shit. sick of it. And tomorrow my birthday, and I work on my birthday. I ain't playing. I want all the money. Okay?
Let's see what the comment section has to say. Someone said if you don't have a side hustle that you're running undocumented, then you might as well get off of Section 8 or it will keep you stagnant. 100%. I've never been on Section 8 though. They said that's illegal. So let me know. Is it illegal for you to have a side hustle on Section 8? Like, what is going on here? I don't know.
I know how easy it is to spend $1,000 right now in this economy. $1,000. See, it used to be you had to, you know what I'm saying? Once you break that $100 bill, it was over with for you. But $1,000, and it's not even funny because I'm still gonna ball out either way because you only get one life. You know what I'm saying? You only die once, but
oh, give me a break. Yeah, you get one life, but does that mean you're supposed to spend recklessly and then complain on TikTok about how much stuff is? I think not. I think that's called delusional.
you live every day, if you catch my drift. But I'm just saying, $1,000. Do you know how easy it is right now in this economy to spend $1,000? Oh, and don't you be saving for a rainy day. It's going to rain every day after the day that you was expecting it to rain in the future. Oh, it's going to rain and never stop raining. I watched this video the other day of this dude talking about how it's so easy to spend $1,000 because he literally put some money to the side and was like, you know what? It's $2,500. $2,500. I'm going to make sure that this $2,500 lasts me. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be what I keep in the safe. He said before he knew it, not even a week later, he looked up. He was down to $1,500. How?
That's his own problem. And people who can't explain where their money went goes to show you how responsible they are about it. At the end of the day, if $1,500 just vanished, oh yeah, I don't know where it went. Bro, you got to give me some context here. That's like you trying to win a court case, but you can't tell your lawyer anything that happened. What sense does that make? That's not believable. You're not responsible if you do that. I don't care how crazy you think the price of gas is and what Trump is doing to the economy. If you can't even tell yourself where your money has gone, you are the problem. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below and subscribe if you like the content. Let's get it. Yes, sir. All right, let's get to the third topic. I don't see any new comments. The third topic of tonight. People who have homes are regretting their homes. Yes, sir. Y'all know that y'all get a little heated when I be talking about mortgages and stuff, man. But you know what? I ain't the only one talking bad about mortgages and home ownership. Let's see what they got to say. Don't hate me. I'm just a messenger this time.
Since y'all feel like an associate's degree is not a degree, I feel like having a mortgage isn't owning a home.
I just wanted to drop that for the people who think they own the home and you ain't paid it off yet. Let's continue.
If I knew what I knew now and I could go back in time to when I first bought my house, I would do everything I could to not have an escrow account. Okay? That is the biggest pain in my ass every year. If you don't know, an escrow account is kind of like, the only way I can describe it is like a bank account that's connected to your mortgage. So when I pay my mortgage every month, I'm paying the interest and the principal on my home, as well as the estimated taxes and my homeowner's insurance. And then every year, just to protect the mortgage company, they take that money I've paid them all year long, and then they pay my insurance premium and my taxes on my behalf. However, after the first year being in my house, I learned you got to double check this stuff, okay? Because every year, out of the 9 years I have owned this home, I have to call and make sure my homeowner's insurance, like premium for the year, has been paid, okay? I just got a letter in the mail saying, like, oh, your policy is going to renew March 1st. We ain't got your money yet. Even though my homeowner's, or my mortgage, my escrow account says it was paid on February 10th. They're like, yeah, girl, we ain't got your money. You need to call them and figure that out. Whereas if I just had my own bank account and I set this money aside every month like a sinking fund, I know it's paid. I know it's there. Instead of spending an hour on the phone trying to figure out where my money is. And honestly, until pretty recently, I thought you had to have an escrow account with your mortgage. I thought that's how it worked. Found out recently that's not the case. If you put enough down on your home, or depending on the type of loan you can take, you don't have to have an escrow account. You are just responsible for that on your own. Which, as somebody...
Yeah, see, I'm good on all of that, bro. Borrowing money just ain't it. Let's continue. One person in the comment section said, I personally like having an escrow account. I don't have to worry about paying the taxes on my home every year or the homeowner's insurance. Never had a problem with it. Yeah, it sounds like she almost fell behind off of like letting them know, hey, take the money, it's here. Another person said, I have never had escrow issues. You still need to pay taxes and insurance. Not sure what the big deal is. At least if you're short, they still pay it. Another person said escrow is a good thing. Your mortgage company sounds jacked up. What do you know about this? Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comment section down below.
My mortgage on my starter home is $4,845 every single month here in Columbus, Ohio. And one of the things that I think is so frustrating for me is when I talk to people who like bought homes in like 2015, 2014, or people who are like older than me, I'm 28, or people who are in their like late 30s, early 40s. And it's just like, you guys really don't understand how unaffordable housing has become. Like, my house years before I bought it was a $300,000 house, and it still is a $300,000 house because there were no updates made to the home whatsoever. It had all of the original things in it, and it was so outdated. And it's just one of the things that I feel like is really frustrating for me to look around and see. I have an income where my base salary is well over $300,000 annually, and still having a $5,000.
So why is she complaining about that? $300,000 annually, $4,000 mortgage per month. That's $36,000 per year. Am I doing that right? No. That's $48,000 per year. And she makes 300,000. Now, granted, 4,000 ain't cheap. There's no way in the world I'm gonna pay that much, but that's a crazy number for her income. That's a like she should be able to afford something like that. Like, what's going on? Like if the mortgage isn't the most expensive thing that you got on a recurring basis, what is? Everything else should be less than. What do you all think in the comment section down below?
Mortgage every single month is insane. Like, it is so much freaking money. I don't know how people my age, I don't know how this generation is going to be able to save, because childcare and food and gas and everything and electricity.
So I just want to say she's using about 16% of her annual income for her home. She's not able to afford $4,000 a month.
Everything is so expensive right now. So how are you even supposed to save to get the down payment? But even if you get the down payment, how, like, who can afford these mortgage prices? Like, I understand that I am in a unique position, but that's not the norm. Like, how are normal American families able to afford housing? Like, how something has to change. And it's one of the things that I think about constantly, and it really stresses me out. It stresses me out for my friends, it stresses me out for my children. It's just so sad, because being able to afford a home and be a homeowner and like start a family and do all of that and have your own space is so important. It's a part of the American dream, and it's quickly becoming a thing of the past. Everyone is going to be stuck renting if things don't fix. My mortgage.
So let's pause and go to the comment section, because I'm not down with paying $4,000 a month either for mortgage. One person said, I'm a mortgage lender in your market, and that is 100% not a starter home price. So maybe there's cap in this story. Let's see what the replies are. Someone said it is in California. Another person said they're not in Cali. Okay, moving forward. Someone said if I made $300,000 a year, I'd be quiet. Someone said $300,000 a year and struggling is crazy work, but it all depends on your expenses. We know that, right? She shouldn't be on here complaining. She can't relate. At the end of the day, she can, because if she can't afford it based off of her living expenses, then that's the same boat everybody else is in. They try to live too high on the horse. I want to know what she does. I'm going to tap into her profile. Mom and CIO, sharing my daily life and finances as a small business owner in Ohio. So she's a business owner? What does she sell? It's okay.
Here's how I organize my money as a 27-year-old with a base salary of $300,000 living in Columbus, Ohio. Let's start with my checking account. I try to keep roughly 1 month's of expenses in my checking account. On average, I spend about $13,000 to $15,000 a month, but right now my checking account balance is $19,352. Every account that I show you is a joint account between me and my husband. We don't have any separate accounts because all of our income comes directly from the business we own together, and we are completely on the same page about our financial goals. Plus, there's like no prenup or anything like that. Next, we have my high yield savings accounts. First, I have my
This is what's up. I would like to deep dive into her content actually, but we're not going to go through that. That's amazing. I love that. First of all, joint account, she's married, and then they're business owners. Like, that's what's up. They're in a vehicle that helps them make more money. That's what's up. I love that. Shout out to this creator. I think her name is Alitza. That's her TikTok profile. All right, let's go to the next one.
My mortgage went up $1,000 and I am not okay. So let me tell you guys, for the longest time, people be screaming from the hilltop, home ownership is not it. Like, don't rush, don't rush. And I will just be like, I don't understand it because I'm literally chilling, like cheaper than rent. I was bamboozled. So let me tell y'all what they do not tell y'all about real estate. So they do an analysis every year from, at least with the mortgage that I got, right? And so they did an analysis and basically my mortgage increased by $1,000. And I asked them why. And they were like, something about, my house is a new build. And so I guess they charged me for the taxes when it was just the land for 2 years. Then after year 2, they add the taxes with the house actually on it. And they were like, yeah, your builder is supposed to tell you. They didn't. They didn't. And so I asked them, can I sell the house? And they were like, there's no equity in it. You guys see me smiling, but come next month, I'm literally going to be in tears because $1,000 extra a month, I legit want to move back home and live with my parents. But I don't have that option. I'm sick. Like, I'm sick. Honestly, don't buy a house if you're single. Like, buy a house when there's 2 incomes coming in because, baby, you gonna need it.
So one thing I want to say about this situation is it is crazy to hear that someone that has a mortgage talk about how their price is fluctuating. A lot of people have said, oh, it shouldn't be going up. But yeah, things do get piled on top of a mortgage like taxes. Let's see what the comment section has to say. One person said, why do people phrase it as to say your mortgage, your property tax and insurance went up, not your mortgage? 100%. But I mean, yeah, they should say something else. Yeah, because it can be confusing to, especially when it comes down to new home buyers. I was even confused. I was like, how did mortgage go up? But this was like a month ago when I started reacting to mortgage content. Someone else said, don't forget to file homestead exemption via your county. That'll help. Another person said, don't buy a house with 2 incomes. What happens if one person can't work? Make sure 1 income covers if the married and half of income if single. That's actually pretty smart. I say don't even get a damn house until you can pay it off in cash. Yeah, you're going to have a lot more patience. Yes, you're going to have a lot more money, but it does serve you in the short term and the long term. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not paying interest and you're not worried about all these other things that comes with the house that you can't get out of, like getting renovations or getting something repaired. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not worth it to me. I saw a comment. I'm not even sure if it's under this comment thread, but somebody was like, oh, at least you're paying your, like, rent is 100% interest and a mortgage isn't. Okay. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? But we're not counting all the responsibility that comes with a house as well. So at the end of the day, I think people should rent, capitalize on their money in order to expand it, in order to open up multiple streams of income, and then pour their money into a home that they can pay cash for. And it doesn't have to be the biggest home. Most people, again, they get the bigger home because how much is the interest going to be? And how much is my down payment? And they're all excited about the payments and the down payment that they don't have to make potentially, and then the interest rate. And if it sounds good to them, then they say, yay. But the banks are getting rich off of your decision, and you're not even getting rich off of your own decision that you could use with the same amount of money that you're putting down, put it into a money market and invest into yourself. But hey, Not too many people are going to do that. I'm completely okay with that. I'll be the one to do it. I'll show y'all. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a process for sure. It's gonna be a process. It's gonna be a long road. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below and subscribe if you like the content. Let's get it. All right, we are on the last topic of tonight. What I'm gonna do is take my melatonin gummies, because your boy is gonna go to sleep after this. It is 12:10 a.m. and we gotta go to work tomorrow. So I'm gonna get my melatonin gummies, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna react to videos of people saying that how bad of a job market it is out here in America. All right, I'll be right back. All right, for those of you who are still on this live, I'm gonna give you all, just because I had to step away, I'm gonna give you all a quick little hack. And just in case you want to improve your sleep, I do recommend, and no, it's not sponsored, I do recommend, I have an Amazon link down below, and it will be an affiliate link. But this brand name Ollie, and it is the Sleep for Healthy Sleep Cycle, melatonin, L-theanine, and botanicals gummies. Man, they put me to sleep. I'm telling you right now. Being an entrepreneur, working 2 jobs, and just always thinking about things that I could do next because I'm always hungry for success. Sometimes I do need that peace of mind where my mind slows down a little bit, and then I rest really good. My Apple Watch tells me my sleep score increase all the time. I stay asleep. It's pretty good. So again, not sponsored, but I will have an affiliate link that you guys can order these off of Amazon. I do recommend them if you do want to have smoother sleep and getting to sleep, even though, if you have trouble falling asleep, sometimes you need you a little melatonin. Ollie right there. So anyways, let's go ahead and continue and get into the next topic. Last topic of tonight. Let's go.
I was cracking up because I was thinking, you know what? I've been job hunting for like 4-5 months now, and it just hasn't yielded any kind of useful results for me. And then something funnier than that happened. I blew up on TikTok to the point where I have been paying my bills with these fucking videos. And my platform grew from 19,000 followers to 106,000 followers in 2 months. I've been at this shit for 6 years, and in the past 2 months, it has been easier. It has been easier for me to become a niche internet micro celebrity than it was for me to get a fucking job. It has been easier for me to blow up on this platform, to get paid from this shit, than to just get a regular schmegula ass job. Before I moved cities, I had a pretty decent career as a mail carrier. But I wasn't really happy where I was living. I didn't want to be there anymore. And then also I was doing this at the same time. And I have been since I've been working. But it's not something that I took that seriously yet. But since I had the extra time on my hands since I've moved here, I've taken it more seriously than ever. And it's yielded me genuine results. I keep getting ghosted from these jobs. I'm showing up to these places and they're telling me that they don't have me on the list to orient. Like, the fuck does that even mean? I'm just gonna go whole hog with it. Like, why not?
Here's the thing that I believe most people are being average when it comes down to signing up to jobs. Most people click a button, hit apply, and it just sends a resume. And the jobs are being lazy too. They're having AI sift through it for keywords. On the other hand, it is easier for you to get paid on social media, regardless of what you're talking about. Well, I can't say regardless of what you're talking about, but it is easier for you to get paid on social media. But the hard part is staying consistent and making sure you're showing up for your audience. That's where most people fall off. But let me know in the comment section down below, what has your experience been, or of someone else's experience been when it comes down to searching for a job recently in America? Let me know their experience and how hard it was or how easy it was. For me, I noticed when I got hired on this new job that I'm working, I work in IT. Um, Putting forth the extra effort always showed them that I'm a more competent worker, right? And I think that came from being competent in other places. Like there's not there's a light switch you can just switch on. Oh, yeah, let me go be competent and show them that I'm extra. Show them that I'm willing to go the extra mile for this job. Right. That's why so many people complain. Oh, I feel like I went the extra mile. You're a cry baby. Okay. This is why I love self-improving with money and fitness and eating healthier and everything in life and educating myself and reading audiobooks as I'm driving because I'm always looking for opportunity. I'm always looking to grow. And if you have not been in that type of setting and you have to be in that type of setting in order for you to get an opportunity like get a new job, then you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to whine about it. That's why I do what I do. That's why I work out, to shut that little voice up in your head that's telling you, man, this sucks. Man, this hurts. Man, I don't know if I'm going to get the job, right? You go through the same thing when you go to the gym. Man, I don't want to go to the gym. Man, I don't want to put in an extra effort. Man, I don't want to do these reps. Man, I don't want to do leg day. Man, I just want to go home and just chill. But you put your body through pain so you can come out stronger. And that's exactly what happens when you do things that are uncomfortable, but most people complain about it. It is easy to make money online with social media. The hard part is staying consistent no matter what your numbers look like, which is why I don't look at the numbers. I only look at certain numbers, but the biggest number I look at is how consistent I've been in sticking to that plan. Let's continue. Also, let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section down below.
Let me tell y'all how I just left the interview, and we couldn't even get the interview started because as soon as I walked in, she said absolutely not. So I'm looking around like, who is she talking to? And she gonna tell me turn my head side to side. So I do it, and she was like, your tattoos. And I'm like, my tattoos is religious.
Absolutely not is crazy, man. That's crazy.
It say God. Only God can judge me, not you. But I didn't say that. But I'm like, she's like, if you come back with them covered, then we could talk. Girl, I don't even want to talk no more. Like, we just go.
That's on you. That's on you. It's not professional. If you come in there looking like Gucci Mane back in the day, that's on you. You let's be honest. It's just self-image. Let's talk about people who don't have neck tattoos though. This is gonna what do they call it? Rub some people the wrong way. It's one of the things that I appreciate about working out as well. It speaks before you speak. If you show that you take care of yourself, you've already shown the person that you're going to step into that interview with that you're disciplined, that you're a hard worker, that you have a long-term mindset, that you're not quick gratifying. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not the type to just eat donuts and be fat. And you know what I'm saying? Like it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. People know it takes hard work for you to have a body that's in shape. Wouldn't you want, just like how people say, yeah, this is my degree and hang it up on the wall and stuff, or sometimes YouTubers have their YouTube plaque in the back and you just know, man, they worked hard for that. I know they did. Or you see somebody with a fancy car, granted, let's just say they bought it cash and didn't use credit or whatever, but you're like, damn, a Lamborghini. You might not even want one. You're just like, man, I wonder what he does for work. I wonder what she does for work. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that gives the same type of impression when you work out and you show up to an interview, you show up confident. You know, most Americans aren't in shape. They're out of shape. They're obese. They have no self-control. You know what I'm saying? So you showing physically through your body that you have discipline, that you have self-control, that you have work ethic, that you are able to be consistent, it speaks so many more volumes. And people know that. And I'm not saying that would get you the job, but I think that those things definitely help you more than they could hurt you. On her behalf, she got neck tattoos coming in looking like Quavo. That ain't it. That ain't it. I mean, what did you expect? Let me see what the comment section has to say on this one. 1,400 likes. Someone said, y'all aren't going to sit here and act like neck tattoos aren't unprofessional. Another person said, I'm in healthcare and have hired the most amazing nurses, men and women covered in tattoos. Never judge. True. But it's still not professional. It's not professional. Someone said it's still not professional. I don't know what you mean, bro. Like in the workplace, doesn't mean they will do any less than what someone without tattoos can do. Another person commented and said it depends on what your definition of unprofessional is. There's CEOs of companies with tattoos. Again, don't be so quick to judge. And of course, it possibly depends on the industry. Yeah, it depends on the industry. And yeah, I got a tattoo. You know what I'm saying? I got a chest tattoo that covers my whole left chest. You know what I'm saying? I got a tattoo. It's covered up for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want them all over me, but I actually did back in the day, actually. But I'm glad I didn't. But hey, you make those type of choices, you deal with the consequences, whether they're positive or negative. That's the way I feel about it. But working out is definitely going to help anybody out with when it comes down to who people perceive you as. 100%. You can't tell me that if you see somebody walking in a parking lot with holes in their pants and dirty boots and a hoodie on, that you don't think like, dang, did they just get off of work or are they homeless, versus someone wearing a suit. And you're like, oh, that's a professional. Oh, they might be someone of significance. And I'm not saying, that they are. I'm just saying that your brain, you can't control all your thoughts. When you see a color, when you see a shape like a psychologist shows people in the movies, what do you think when you see, what is the first thing you see when you look at this? And it's like, oh, this, right? That part you can't control. You know what I'm saying? You got to rewire that part. But let's be honest here. How you present yourself is everything.
This video is for recruiters, hiring managers, and employers. If you're not one of those people, scroll past this video. I'm done. I've been applying to jobs for the past 2 years since I graduated. I graduated college almost 2 years ago. I have 2 degrees. I had 2 internships in college. I was top of my class. Since graduating, I have published a book. Okay,
They don't care about any of that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. She sound like one of these women that are like talking about the type of man that she wants after saying all this type of stuff. And if I'm offending some ladies, look, I said what I said. This is a show where I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. As men, usually, as most men, we don't care about all this other stuff that you've achieved. We're not designed like that. And the jobs aren't designed like that either anymore. When it comes down to certain things, like as a man, I'm attracted to a woman, but I'm not more attracted to her because she has degrees and an education behind her. Yes, I see potential, but that doesn't make me initially attracted or even more attracted to her. You know what I'm saying? Now, her mindset and character does matter. You know what I'm saying? But a sheet of paper with your name on it saying that you got out of this school and you did this activity and whatever does not affect how attracted I am to a woman. On the other hand, a job, they're looking for experience. And yes, people get mad, and it's fair. How am I supposed to get experience if I just graduated college? It's not about what you know. It's about who you know. Let me say that again for the people in the back. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know. I just recently got the job that I got a couple months ago, and it was off of a person that I knew. I was in the field, but it was off of networking, shaking hands with important people, eye contact, having great conversations, networking, constantly following up. I learned that in sales. Sales is one of the most valuable things that you can ever learn in life, because you got to sell yourself when you get a job. You got to sell if you have a sales job. You got to sell yourself if you got kids, why you're the authority, why they should listen to you. You got to sell yourself in every scenario. You got to sell yourself as to why you got to get up every single day and go to work, because you know you got bills to pay. You have to sell every single day. That's just the truth. So when she's talking about all these things that she's done, nobody gives a damn. I'm not saying I don't respect it. Nobody gives a damn. That's not the real world. Oh, you're top of the class now. Like, okay, yeah, well, great. No. They want experience, or you better know somebody in that job that's going to pull some strings for you, hands down. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below.
And self-published a book, and yet that's still not good enough for you people. You still want 5 to 10 years of experience for an entry-level job. Where do you think we're supposed to get this experience if no one wants to hire us? How are we supposed to get the experience if no one wants to hire us without experience? Like, make it make sense. It doesn't make any sense. And then today, for example, I was all excited. I had an interview for this fancy PR firm in Denver, because I'm moving to Denver like next week. And I actually thought that I had a chance of getting this job. I know that sounds pathetic, but I got really excited. I got my hopes up. I spent 2 hours prepping for the interview all morning. I got dressed up, straightened my hair. And then 5 minutes into the Zoom call, I get an email from the founder, the CEO of the company saying, "Oh, sorry, we already filled the position and we forgot that, or I forgot that this interview was like already scheduled." Like she forgot about the interview.
Completely fine. I'm going to email them back. Great. Thank you for the opportunity. What other opportunities are open that may or may not be similar to this role? At least ask, give yourself the chance. Now, most of you or some of you might be like, well, what's the point if they already told you no? That's the problem with most Americans. They're weak as hell. They see no as, damn, they didn't want me. In sales, okay, and I'm talking about business and jobs, not dating and whatever, and consent and whatnot. I'm talking about sales and business. I got to be clear on that. In sales, no means next opportunity. But damn it, you're going to have to tell me no like 4 or 5 times before I back away. Why? Not because I'm trying to be aggravating, but because I'd rather get a hell no than get ignored. I'd rather get a hell no than get looked over. I'd rather you remember my name and my face than for me to be forgettable.
And I'm just like, I literally, like, you couldn't have told me this sooner. I spent my entire morning getting ready for this interview just to find out they already filled the position. Like that.
Another thing in sales that I learned, again, we use sales every single day, having your pipeline full. I use this in every single thing that I need to do consistently. Let me be clear. I know I work out Monday through Friday. Guess what I do at the end of my workout once I come back home? I set my workout clothes out for the next day. Why? Because I know in the morning when it's time for me to go to work, I'm going to be, am I going to go to the gym today? You know what? Oh, my gym clothes are right there. I ain't even got to think about what I'm going to wear to the gym because it's right there. Okay, cool. Let me just throw it in the car. Boom. Guess what? I go to the gym. Why? Because I've made it easier for myself to follow up with the consistency. And the same thing when you should apply for a job. She's talking about all the eggs and emotional eggs she put into the basket for this job. I dressed up. I did this. I trained for 2 hours. Okay, great. What did you do for the other jobs just in case you weren't going to get this job? That's how it feels like a big L because you put all or most of your eggs in one basket. Have a pipeline. For these YouTube videos, how do I stay so consistent? This is literally a hack. I'm telling you right now, right? And I learned this from sales, not by watching somebody's YouTube video. I write down video ideas from other inspired creators. I create my own version 2 to 3 days ahead. When it's time to film, I film. By that time, I've already got the next 2 to 3 days already planned. I don't run out. I don't, oh man, what am I going to make a video about next? You know, that's how people fall off and they're not consistent, right? I don't run into those problems. Why? Because I keep my pipeline full, you know, and it keeps me motivated. Man, I got 8 videos to film in the next 2 days. Let's go. Like, what? And they got a due date. They have a due date. I add urgency to my task. Why? Because those who go without are those that are not planned. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I don't plan on failing at all. That's just me though. I went on a rant, man. Let's continue.
That is so disrespectful. That is so unprofessional. Like, I don't care how important you are. Like, if you're a CEO, whatever, I don't care. That's unprofessional. You don't do that to people. Like, I'm still a human. I'm still a person with feelings. And also, like, time is precious. And I spent all morning preparing for this interview that you just...
I don't want to hear no more of this complaining. I really don't. I'm not even trying to be entertaining at this point. I'm just being real. Man, this is how I treat people in real life sometimes. I'll be like, look, bro, what we about to do? Like, at the end of the day, I feel like that's so valuable to have people in your life that's going to be like, okay, I get it. I'm listening, you know? So what's the game plan? What we about to do about it? You know what I'm saying? Most people are just going to agree with you. Oh, yeah, this, that, and the third. That's not how you improve in life. That's how you repeat the same problem over and over and over again. Have the type of people in your life that actually ask you what is going to be your game plan. Someone said they told us to go to college and get a degree and we would get good paying jobs, but all we have is student debt and no jobs. Oh, you got your degree too. Yeah, college doesn't guarantee a job. College guarantees a sheet of paper with your name on it. They don't guarantee jobs. They guarantee you getting a sheet of paper where people acknowledge that sheet of paper, and they don't, because we don't live in the industrial age anymore. They just don't. I learned not too long ago that when it was the industrial age, like Rockefeller and whatnot, they created schools to keep children off the street, right? And then they promoted to the workers in the factory that if you go to college, then you can become a manager in the warehouse. The managers made more than the people who were working literally on the bottom levels. So they ended up getting paid more just by going to college and getting an education on learning how to operate a factory in the industrial age. Why are we still copying that in today's age, man? Unless you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or somewhere that you have to go to college for. Why? Why? Tens of thousands of dollars in debt. Why? Who benefits from that most? The colleges. Using interest again against people who think because America said so, it has to be true.
Job market is so bad. Y'all tell me why I just applied to be a special agent for the FBI. Because at this point, it is what it is.
I ain't even in it for the games. I'm really not. I thought it was going to be more serious. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you like the content. Let's get it, man. All right, my people, that is it for today's or tonight's show. We're going to go live tomorrow after work, after working out as well. I will see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. I'll see you tomorrow night. All right, I'm out. Peace.